Barcelona have announced that Neymar indicated his wish to leave the club after he was given permission to miss training and resolve his future. The 25-year-old made only a brief visit to Barca's training ground on Wednesday after meeting with club officials alongside his father and agent. Now PSG are set to activate the €222 million £199 million release clause in Neymar's contract and make the Brazil forward the most expensive player in history. That would be more than double the fee Manchester United paid Juventus for Paul Pogba last summer. Transfer news. Live all th latest on every deal from around Europe. Neymar arrives at Barcelona's training ground. Image AFP. Neymar was seen outside the training ground but did not actually take part in the session. Image AFP. A club statement from Barcelona read: before the morning session began, Neymar Jr. informed those present of his wish to leave the club and was therefore given permission to miss training and resolve his future. The player Neymar Jr., accompanied by his father and agent, has informed FC Barcelona this morning of his decision to leave the club in a meeting held at the club's offices. Faced with this position, the club has informed them they refer to the buyout clause of his existing contract, which as of the 1st of July totals €222 million, which will have to be deposited in its entirety. Furthermore, in reply to the claim for the contract extension bonus, the club has once again made it clear that the amount remains deposited with a notary until the case is resolved. Neymar did not train on Wednesday. Image AFP. The mammoth fee has sparked rumors that Barca could make a complaint to UEFA over a purported failure to adhere to financial fair play (FFP) rules by the League One outfit. A UEFA spokesman said as part of the continuous monitoring of clubs under financial fair play regulations, UEFA will look into the details of this transfer in due course to ensure PSG are compliant with FFP requirements. The transfer of Neymar to PSG will have an effect on the club finances over several years, but the impact of such an operation cannot be judged in advance, notably as PSG could well sell several players for a significant amount. We shall therefore only make calculations at the end and make sure that they respect the rules, the statement said. The player remains under contract at FC Barcelona but with temporary permission to not take part in training sessions. Neymar in action against Real Madrid last month. Image Mickerman. Neymar's move does, however, seem to be at an advanced stage, with Catalan newspaper Sport claiming the Brazilian told his teammates on Wednesday that he was leaving the club. Senior members of Barcelona's squad have grown frustrated with the speculation surrounding Neymar and reportedly pressured him to come clean over the goings-on. PSG chief Al Khelaifi, meanwhile, was quizzed on the subject by Moroccan broadcaster Mehdi One TV over the weekend, but was largely keeping his cards close to his chest. I think this matter is a little premature. Right now, Neymar is a Barcelona player and we'll see what happens with him, Al Khelaifi said. Neymar has reportedly told his Barcelona teammates that he is leaving for PSG. Image Mickerman. We respect all contracts signed with other clubs and players. To be honest, I'd rather not to talk about this matter now. I hope to do it at another time. I prefer not to give percentages, everything in its time. In his 4 years at the Nou Camp, the 25-year-old has helped Barca win La Liga twice, the Champions League, 3 Copa del Reys and the FIFA Club World Cup. There has been nothing official on that front, but Al Khelaifi has made no secret of the fact that PSG, deposed by Monaco as French champions last season, are looking to attract marquee players to the Parc des Princes. He added Neymar is a world star, but, I repeat, he is currently a Barcelona player. Signing a star is not only a question of name or reputation, but also of style of play. PSG's ambition is to have great world-renowned players to raise the reputation of the club and give the players and the coach the level that they are hoping to achieve. Timeline. The Neymar to PSG timeline. The Brazilian puts Premier League clubs on red alert by confessing he would like to play in England. The Premier League is a championship that amazes me, he says. I like the playing style and the teams, and who knows, someday, I would like to play in it, yes. Neymar throws his Nou Camp future into doubt once again. Speaking to Brazilian TV channel Canal Esporte Interativo, he says I have a lot of desire to one day play for Flamengo, with the Americana full, playing in the Copa Libertadores. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez reveals Neymar had a medical with Real Madrid prior to joining Barcelona. Perhaps it wasn't always love at first sight with Barcelona. Reports from Brazilian media claim Neymar has agreed to join PSG, sending shockwaves around the world. According to Esporte Interactivo, the 25-year-old is convinced by the League One side's project. Just one day after reports from Brazil emerge, Neymar insists he is happy at Barcelona. In an interview with Goal, the forward says I am very adapted to the city, the club and I am happy here. Neymar joins the rest of the Barcelona squad and jets out to America for pre-season. The Brazilian posts pictures of himself aboard the plane with his pals on Instagram. Barcelona boss Ernesto Valverde finally speaks out regarding the transfer and declares he wants Neymar to stay. "He's with us right now and we want absolutely for him to stay here," he says. However, on the same day betting is suspended on Neymar going to PSG. Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez joined their manager by speaking out. Sport S claims the pair told their best friend that he cannot leave now because there are still many things to win if they all stick together. On the same day, Gerard Piqué seems to all but shut down the move by posting a picture of himself and Neymar with the caption "He stays." After a couple of quiet days, Gerard Piqué goes back on his comments and reveals Neymar has doubts over his future. "Neymar is a boy of 25 years with his doubts," he says. Barcelona president Josep Maria Bartomeu does his best to put off any potential Neymar suitors with a statement but slips up right at the end. "We want him to continue with us, he still has 4 years left, but the players decide if they want to go, so there's nothing more to say," he says. Probably the most iconic moment in this timeline. After a big bust-up with new signing Nelson Semedo, Neymar storms out of Barcelona training. However, the Brazilian still shows up for a media event later that day. A slight change in tune from the Uruguayan, who sounds slightly irritated when asked about Neymar again. The quicker it is cleared up, the better for Ney and the club. "The time will come for him to give his explanations," he says. A very busy day in the Neymar timeline. First, the Brazilian appears from the Real Madrid dressing room following their game with a Los Blancos shirt. Reports claim he was saying his goodbyes. Second, former teammate and PSG defender Dani Alves calls on Neymar to be brave and join him at the Ligue 1 club. Third, PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi says he is confident in capturing the Brazilian. According to Yahoo Sport France, he claims negotiations for Neymar are going well. "I'm very confident." Sport reports Neymar has been messaging the Liverpool star on WhatsApp, urging him to snub a move to the Nou Camp and instead join him at PSG. With speculation over the Brazilian at its highest, Neymar sends fans into overdrive when he touches down in Dubai. It comes following reports that the Brazilian was due to fly to Qatar and discuss a move to PSG and undergo a medical. A remarkable day. First, Neymar arrives at Barcelona's training ground. The Nou Camp side then excuse the Brazilian from training. The Catalan club release a statement confirming Neymar's desire to leave. PSG replied to a tweet about Neymar with a wink.